As told on the internet, a young lady is alone in her apartment. She goes to bed with her dog on the floor beside her. In the middle of the night, she is woken up by a strange sound. She is alarmed, but reaches down to the dog, who licks her hand. She is reassured and goes back to sleep. In the morning, she finds the dog on in the shower. Where the dog slept, she picks up a note which reads, "Humans can lick, too." As told in a forwarded email. Subs don't delete this. It scared the crap out of me. Once there was a beautiful young girl who lived in a small town just south of Farmersburg. Her parents had to go to town for a while, so they left their daughter home alone, but protected by her dog, which was a very large collie. The parents told the girl to lock all the windows and doors after they had left. And at about 8:00 p.m. the parents went to town. So doing what she was told, the girl shut and locked every window and every door. But there was one window in the basement that would not close completely. Trying as best as she could, she finally got the window shut, but it would not lock. So she left the window and went back upstairs. But just to make sure that no one could get in, she put the deadbolt lock on the basement door. Then she sat down, had some dinner, and decided to go to sleep for the night. Settling down to sleep at about 12:00, she snuggled up with the dog and fell asleep. But at one point, she suddenly woke up. She turned and looked at the clock. It was 2:30. She snuggled down again, wondering what had woken her. When she heard a noise, it was a dripping sound. She thought that she had left the water running, and now it was dripping into the drain of her sink. So thinking it was no big deal, she decided to go back to sleep. But she felt nervous, so she reached her hand over the edge of her bed and let the dog lick her hand for assurance that he would protect her. Again at about 3:45 she woke up hearing dripping. She was slightly angry now, but went back to sleep anyway. Again she reached down and let the dog lick her hand. Then she fell back to sleep. At 6:52 the girl decided that she had had enough. She got up just in time to see her parents were pulling up to the house. Good, she thought. Now somebody can fix the sink. 'Cause I know I didn't leave it running. She walked to the bathroom and there was the collie dog, skinned and hung up on the curtain rod. The noise she heard was its blood dripping into a puddle on the floor. The girl screamed and ran to her bedroom to get a weapon in case someone was still in the house. And there, on the floor next to her bed, she saw a small note written in blood saying, "Humans can lick too, my beautiful. Now it is time for you to lock all the windows and doors." This letter is the only chain letter that is true. This did happen many years ago, and the man who killed the dog was never caught. If you delete this letter, you will suffer the same fate as the girl in the story did years after the dog was killed. She was raped and killed in the same town and same house as the dog. Do not dismiss this letter, because if you do, a horrible thing will become of you. Everyone will soon know your name. But only because it will be the headline of your local newspaper for a long time. It will read, "Small town murder on the loose." You cannot chance your luck on a chain letter so serious as this. Give up your chance to send this letter to 23 people and you will be giving up your chance to live. You were warned. I hope that I will not see any murder stories in the papers anytime soon. And now I bid you a good day. And one more thing. You only have 23 minutes. Sorry. Analysis: this is another handwriting on the wall tale in the same vein as "Aren't you glad you didn't turn on the light?" And "Welcome to the world of AIDS." Here, the message, scrawled in blood, emphasizes the protagonist's lucky oversight. Good thing she didn't look under the bed, or she might have been murdered too. Note that the chain letter format does little to enhance the impact of the story in the 1990s vintage example immediately above. In fact, the forward or die scenario dampens its effectiveness by transporting the reader to a realm of fantasy where murderous madmen are capable of stalking their victims via forwarded email. Up to that point, however, the retelling follows a tried-and-true formula and works. Variants of The Licked Hand were being collected by folklorists as far back as the late 1960s. Indeed, the above version was clearly cribbed from a 1967 text first, published in Ronald L. Baker's Hoosier Folk Legends, Indiana University Press, 1982. In that earlier variant, too, the events were said to have taken place in the vicinity of a small town called Farmersburg. It featured 2 female characters instead of 1, however, and the note left by the murderer was worded differently. I'm coming to see you. I had my chance once before, but I didn't take it. Not only dogs can lick,